Now we're going to see the next topic, that is exception handling. So you're going to learn about all types of exceptions like that can come in the runtime. So what I'm telling that exceptions coming, error coming in the runtime, that you're going to get to know about that. So in here we're going to talk about finally block, try block, catch block, and throw keywords. All these things we're going to talk about. Now, first thing we're going to see is what is exception. So exception is an event or object which is thrown at runtime. Suppose you write a program and that you want to delete, like you want to do the division. So a by b, let's say those are the two variables you want to do division. So if you're not considering that b could be 0, so that's an issue, isn't it? Because if b is 0, that time the result would be infinity, that is undefined, that expression. So that is where exception comes into the play. So all exceptions are derived from std exception class. So there are lots of exception classes there. So you're going to see, so it's a runtime error which can be handled. So it's a runtime error, so it can be handled. We'll be writing using try catch block. So we're going to see that if we don't handle this exception, it prints exception message and terminates the program. So this is the thing we're going to see. So these are the exception classes: bad allocation, bad cast, bad type ID, bad exception, logic failure, runtime error, range error. These all are the exception class, and we're going to see things in the VS Code. What are these? So exception handling keywords built upon three keywords. Those are try, catch, and throw. So these are the three keywords on exception handling is based on. So let's see what is try catch thing. So try is a block identifies which particular exception will be activated. It is followed by one or more catch blocks. So a catch is a program catches an exception with an exception handler at the place in a program where you want to handle the problem. If this words making you confused, then we're going to see in the VS Code, and that will make you more clear. The catch keyword indicates the catching, and the next word is throw keyword. So when a program encounters a problem, it shows an exception. The throw keyword helps the program perform the throw. Now we're going to go to the VS Code, and what I said about try, catch, and finally block, everything we will to talk about with examples. So let's jump to the VS Code. Now we jump to the VS Code. Let me create a new folder as exception handling. Write as 6. Alright, after we'll create first program, and we're going to see what does this try, catch, and finally blocks, what are those keywords and throw keywords. Alright, so first program is going to be program.cpp, and here we're going to create a simple program, and we're going to see if you don't handle this exception, what will happen. I'll write this simple header file #include iostream using namespace std, and the main function I'll be writing. Alright, this is done. Now inside the main function, we're going to define, suppose we want to do the operation of division. Let's do that. So I'll declare three variables, x, y, z. So these are the three variables I declare. Now what I'll do is I'll write cout statement, and here what I'll say is enter the two numbers. Alright, after this is done, we are going, this is normal program we are writing. We're going to take input from the user. Alright, let's take x and y as the input from the user. Okay, these two values are taken. Now we're going to store in z equals to x divided by y. So this is we're going to write. Suppose we want to do the division, and that is going to store in z. Now after that I'll write C out the value is, that is going to be Z, and at the last I'll write return 0. Now I'll save the code, Control S, and I'll right click here and run the code. So the code is running and it is asking for the two numbers. Let's say I want to divide 20 and divided by 5. So it is giving result as 4. That is correct. Now if I want to give y as 0, then what happens? Let's see. I'll right click this code here again and I'll run the code. After running the code, let's see, I'm giving 20 as the x and y to be value is 0. I can give because I'm taking input from the user. When I enter, it is saying exception handling. You see, we didn't do that. That 0 can't be taken. That is not defined, right? For that, what you have to do is we have to handle this code, that y, we have to restrict the value of y. So for that, what I have to do is I have to write what are the codes in try catch block. So what we have to do is, let's give some space here and write in try block. So try is a block that will try first the code there and after that it will be doing. So what I will be doing is, here what we will be writing is, let's give some space here. So in the try block, what we will be doing is, I'll write if condition, and inside that if, we are dividing by y. If y is equals to 0, if someone enters y equals to 0, that time do what? That time throw 1. Throw 1. Let me write the code first, then we're going to explain each line one by one. After that, what we're going to do is, that is, we're going to write this statement z equals to x. We're going to write this z equals to x by y. That is going to write. Alright, this is done. Now we're going to write C out statement here also above of that in the try block. This is done. Now I have to take this in the, I have to write now catch block here. Now this try block is done. This code will be done. If y equals to 0, that time it will be throwing 1 and it will be handled. Alright, now I have to write the catch block also. In the catch block, what I'll be writing is, I'll be defining one variable int a, let's suppose, and what I'll be doing is, inside the block I'll be writing C out and I'll write division by 0 and I'll end the catch block. Alright, so this is what try and catch and throw keyword. So we're going to understand one by one what is here. So here we have main function. Inside this main function, we have declared 3 variables. Then we ask the user to enter 2 numbers that we see. 2 numbers is asking for the user. Then what we are doing is, then we created try block and catch block. Inside try, we have given condition that if y is equals to 0, then throw 1. If someone is entering y value as 0, then that time throw 1. Then we assign z equals to x by y, that we did, and print the value of z. So here printing of value of z is there. Then we passed an integer to the catch block, that is a, and we wrote a statement that division by 0. Now run the above application. If we enter now 20 and 5, that is non-zero values, then you will get the output as expected. When you enter the second number, that is 0, we entered here, you remember, you will get the message as division by 0 as shown in the below image. When you write this, so you'll get the message that division by 0. This catch block will be executed that time that it is divisible by dividing by 0. So let's save the code and let's try to run the code. It is asking for the numbers. Let's enter 20 and 5. So it should work normally. The value is 4. Now, if I run this code again, right click and run the code. After running the code, let's enter 20 and 0. Now, it is getting executed that division by 0. You see, this catch block is executing. This try block is not executing because we are handling this exception by writing throw 1. So here when we writing y equals to 0, that time this is saying that it is dividing by 0. So what does try block is doing? Try block of code, it try to throw the exception when a problem arises. Because y equals to 0 is a problem, so that time this throw is happened. Now in the catch block, what is happening? Block of code to handle the error. This is the block. I'll write it here. Block of code to handle the error. This is the work of catch. And for the try block, what it does is throw an exception when a problem arises. So this is one of the example for try, catch and throw keywords. So here inside this throw keyword we are using the try. So throw we write throw for controlling the exception. Throw an exception when a problem arises. So this is the try block we use, and for the catch block basically we use for block of code to handle the error, because here we can see division by 0. This is done. Here you can see. So this is how try, catch and throw keyword is used. Now we're going to see next examples of this thing. So we'll end this video here.